besties and Danny Dot listeners. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode's super chill little voice note from myself to you. We're just going to have a little bit of a catch up, wrapping up on all the bits and bobs from the last couple of months that I do not loop back to, I know. Honestly, think of this like we're on a FaceTime with a wine or an iced latte. And can you believe it? I've only got 9 episodes left until the end of the season. Crazy! So today is all about slowing down for a second, having a little bit of a chat and sharing what's been going on behind the scenes. So get comfy and let's dive in. So what have I been up to? Actually, audio notes are the bomb way of communicating. And I just wanted to remind people that if you have friends and family far and wide, get on the audio note. I'm actually teaching my mum right now to audio note my auntie in Milan, Italy. She's old, and well, my auntie, she's the one that's old. She's my mum's dad's sister, and she's got the most craziest life. I just admire everything about her. The way that she sees the world and she wants to enjoy it is crazy. Kind of a little bit annoying in a few ways, a little bit selfish, just because she prefers to gallivant around the world than actually be close to family when, I don't know, we go through all these life events, and I just take a step back and I think, for her to get back here for anything, it takes planning and a lot of money. Anyway, my auntie in Milan, she audio notes my mum 7-minute audios 2 or 3 times a day. And I don't know why. For someone that's in their I'm going to say late 70s, early 80s, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I can hear her talking and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So I forget that she does this. My mum replies to her in text form. Drives me crazy. I said to her, there's so much more that you can say when you just communicate with an audio note. And I'm recently teaching a friend of mine who has, for the past, 2 years of me being in New Zealand and her being in Australia, I will audio note her and she will text back, which has been fine because half the time you forget what you're going to say, and so text works for every party. But there's something so emotive about recording your voice, and you can really hear the despair in some situations and the excitement in others. I love it. I'm all for it. So confidence in talking in an audio note, I'm there. I'm 100%. This morning, in fact, I had to do 9 audio notes. I mean, they were stock loading, my friends from all over the world. What we do is we audio note each other, probably someone audio notes me on a Sunday, I reply by a Wednesday. So there's never too much time in between. Because I knew I was doing this podcast and I had to get my brain into the whole, this is what we're talking about, I stockpiled. But then I sat there and I was like, it's going to take me 2 hours to reply to all this. And I'm going to end up repeating everything because these people know the same shit about me. So I don't know. I actually couldn't say to these people, listen to the podcast, because they actually do as well. So this is my life. And I'm extremely grateful to have friends and family in strange places in the world. And I do love a good catch up over an audio note, because sometimes sitting down with a video call and a friend, it's so time consuming. So the best part of the convenience behind an audio note is just, it fits in my schedule. And speaking of schedules, let's get into the fact that this is my audio note to you guys, and this is how I would be talking to my friends had we been on an audio note. What have I been up to? Wow. So a wee while ago, I would say 10 days ago, it actually turned out that it was going to be 75 days until I stepped foot on the plane to Australia. And I sat there and I thought, okay, if we were going to take the soft approach to this whole thing, I would not be doing the 75 hard, but I'd take little pieces of it and just kind of organize myself into a routine. Now we're in the 2nd week. Honey, Danny's in a routine. I'm excited. There's something so clear about being proud of yourself and having such self-love. I don't know. So how I was saying it to my mum last night was that when you start planning to do anything that kind of shifts your feelings and getting yourself into a bit of a routine to feel good about things again, it's a little messy. And then there's the week when you first start and you don't know what's going on. I feel like last week went so fast. I was like here, there, and everywhere. I was trying to fit things in. I was trying to make a routine. I was trying to, I don't know. I was overcompensating. My brain just was not keeping up with me. This week, however, it's like, okay, Sunday night rolls around, and I do this every week, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I was making a meal plan idea to do grocery shopping on Monday morning, and I don't know about you guys, but I do this weird thing where I don't do normal things on the weekend, where it's like it could take up my relaxing time. So it comes to Sunday night and I've planned my workouts. I've planned when I'm going to the gym. I've planned my meals. I need to get groceries. It's all happening. I said to Mum, last week was the 5 kilo week. Like I wanted to lift 5 kilo and do all my reps around the 5 kilo mark. If you take a step back and actually look at how many weeks until I go to Australia, it's 9-ish. Maybe now it's like 7. I don't know. However, if I keep going at like increasing my weights 1 kilo a week, which is nothing, it's honestly nothing, that could be an increase of like 7 to 9 kilos in lifting weights, which to me that's fine, because there's nothing worse than going to the gym and starting something and then thinking, where was I with that? You know, and there's apps and things to help you along the way, but more often than not, you get distracted, you get confused, you don't track something, whatever. I simplified it so much so that I decided, okay, we're going to start with 5. I'm pretty sure when I did the 75 hard, I got up to like 9 kilo, like bicep curls. I can't even tell you because I don't even know the words for half of these movements. I was literally back then following a trainer and I wasn't watching there was no names for things. So we've started on 5 and we're feeling good. This week was 6 kilos. And I did this thing yesterday where I was kind of following off some reels of, little minor things to tweak about your arm movements and your leg movements, like compound exercises that, again, started on 6 kilos and you just kind of push yourself a little bit. Oh, wow. You guys, this morning I woke up and I was exhausted. I was like, okay, 6 kilos is 6 kilos. Like, that's a lot. And I'm talking 6 kilos each arm. So, yeah, do what you want with that. But no, I'm feeling really good. I was actually really hungry yesterday. There was this whole, I don't know, I was like, do I reach for something? Am I under eating? I'm scared. So I've started to implement the same food as I was eating last year. The old cottage cheese and tomato on toast, Vogel's to be exact, doused in like salt and pepper, like it's the best. And I was having protein yogurts and protein shakes. Like, I know that you can overdo the protein thing, but there's something so filling about it. And I felt proud to eat it again. And this whole, like, I don't know, I felt glowy. It was so good. So now we're on to Tuesday and I'm just sitting here like, it's cold outside. I'm eating well today. Today is not really a gym day, but I'm going to go for a walk. And that's just kind of me putting myself out there and just one step in front of the other, keeping consistent. I am thriving. We're on week 2. I'm not going to keep on like going on about this or anything, but this is what I'm doing in the background and I feel good. So anyway, on to the next thing. I've had so many guys, you Danny Dotters in the DMs talking about my butt situation, the split above my butt crack. Well, on Friday, I had some friends over for drinks. I actually went out to the pub and I was barely there an hour. An hour. Oh, are you proud of me? I know you all are. Yeah, look, I wasn't feeling the vibe, and the emotionally unavailable salmon walked in and I walked out. He does not deserve to be in my presence. So I was out. Bye. I came home and my friends came to my house and we had some drinks and we had a burger and we were watching the rugby, and I just randomly dropped a couple of things into the conversation, and one of which was my butt. You know when you're so safe with friends that you can talk about anything? This is how safe it was. He actually came to my rescue and told me about his own butt crack situation, which he acquired whilst doing boxing. Yes, I know. Crazy. So not only did he tell me how he fixed his situation, he was giving me other like gym movements to mitigate what part of the body stretches when you do workouts that could prevent this from healing. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like I cannot make this shit up. Like I'm so proud of the friends that I have right now. I'm obsessed. There's nothing worse than having a conversation that's awkward as hell and you get silence. I don't think I've had silence from my group of friends in over a year. And reminding ourselves that this time last year, I was coming back from Hawaii and all of this stuff with this stupid salmon started playing out. So the fact that I have this really great support network around me right now that has gone through all of that bullshit and still we can sit around and just talk about the most unhinged shit gives me warm fuzzies. So the butt update is that my situation is healed. It's just interesting hearing that other people have their own butt stories. And then there was a whole bunch of DMs about the butt and I was like, oh my God, I've started something. I've opened a can of worms, but honesty and openness, I'm here for it. So if you want to talk about it, go ahead. I don't even care. It's funny. As say, we are 9 podcasts to go for the whole season. I am thrilled. I don't know. I just feel like this season has just been such a whirlwind and we've come out about so many things and the structure and how interesting everything has just, I just can't talk highly of it. I've had such great like feedback, constructive criticism. I'm like the introverted extrovert. Like I will hide away and talk and be your friend and listen to all of my friends' shit. But then, like, I'm not going to put myself out there and be like a crazy, like, pusher when it comes to this podcast. I'm obsessed with everyone that listens to it. I love hearing about this, that, and the other. I love everyone's ideas. It is the platform to be open on, so that's why I'm here. But no, it's 9 episodes away. It's crazy. My kitten has an update. He's got a cold right now, Poe, yes. He's a hunter. He loves to bring me his toys in the night. So last night I had to shut my bedroom door. Nightmare. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even deal. It gets to the point where it's like 2 a.m. and I'm still awake and the cat's bringing me toys. So everyone says, hide the toys, don't let him see them so that he can't bring you the noisy ones. It's cute to some extent, I get that, but I feel like he's picking up bad habits and I just can't say no. It's also cold, and if anyone has any recommendations on how to get Poe to go under the covers or like understand what a blanket is, that would be great. I don't know, he would rather lie on my tummy than be under the covers. He would rather be on me, like he's always asleep on my shoulder, on my back, on my tummy, but he's never in his own bed with his own blankets. And I've tried everything. I'm exhausted. Someone help me. I had a DM about someone's dating story, which I wanted to share. This is an audio note. This is how I would normally talk to my friends. Hey, you guys, guess what? So basically this person went on a date. It was not planned or anything. It was just this bloke picked up this chick. They went out for a date. I don't know. There's just something going on with how men's minds work at the moment. But she had to write in and tell me, Danny, I went on a date where the guy took me to the waiting area while his car got a wheel alignment and got new tires put on. Like, I said, oh my God, did they give you a tea or coffee while you were waiting? Like, bow repairs or whatever happens. And she was like, yeah, and it was disgusting. It was like instant coffee. It was such a letdown because he's such a nice guy. And I said, well, maybe being in the tire shop kind of gave him a little bit of confidence because being a car enthusiast or whatever, like you could ask car questions or whatever, like it might not be the normal like restaurant, cafe, drink, I don't even care. But this guy took her to a wheel alignment appointment to get his tires done. Like, oh my God, I can't. There were so many questions. It blows my mind. In like a 20% way, I think it's sweet. I would entertain it. I'd laugh. I'd just be like, why are we here? But maybe maybe he booked the appointment for the wheel alignment and then the date sort of eventuated at the same time. I need to go back to ask some more questions, but I thought that was really cute. I was like, I'm going to share that. It's funny. So anyway, another update on my audio note for you guys is that I don't know if you guys know this, but there's such a thing as a hygienist appointment at the dentist where they clean your teeth. And I had one last week. It was weird. I didn't hate it. I honestly would say it was the best $200 I've spent in a month in a while. My mum went and she gave me like raving reviews about how good it feels. And I was of the opinion that if you do that, they kind of find other problems and other faults. So I was a little bit hesitant. And being someone that doesn't go to the dentist often, I have a terrible overbite or underbite and a Kate Moss gap in between my two front teeth where I could fit a $2 coin back in the day. I was nervous, not going to lie. But the chickie that did it, funny as shit. And when you've got a mouthful of water and tools that are like pulling tartar and plaque here, there, and everywhere, you can't do anything but try not to choke. So I recommend it. I actually walked out of that appointment with this huge smile on my face. Like, that was amazing. I would honestly tell anyone to go and get that done. We're now like a week since that appointment. I don't know, there's just something so clean about having your teeth cleaned by a professional. I wouldn't recommend buying the tools and doing it yourself. Like, there's some serious digging that went on and a lot of blood. I was like, holy shit. She said that I had like inflamed gums, and that's from like, I don't know, 3 years of build up because I didn't know that this was a thing. Anyway, she was like, oh, you have to come back in September so I can make sure your gums are like fine. And I was thinking, okay, I didn't know that they weren't. But anyway, so obviously there is more to the story. They will deep dive on teeth hygiene and tell you how to do things. But genuinely, as we get older, these things fall off a little bit. I get it. The last time I actually went to the dentist was when I was 18 in New Zealand. It was free. So now I'm 38. Like, that was 20 years ago. I know that I went to an appointment because I had a broken tooth or like a chipped tooth, and I've had fillings and stuff, but I've never had a hygienist appointment. And I was like, that was impressive. I'm here for it. And I think everyone, do yourselves a favor, go to these appointments, and let's be grown up about this. It'd be sucky if you turned 50 and your teeth fell out just because you didn't keep them clean. But also the seriousness of like tartar and plaque buildup that pushes the gum from the tooth and does this weird thing that like breaks down the bone. Oh my God, it's sick. And I'm like, that's happening in my mouth. I actually have a really strange piercing. I have my smiley pierced, and the dentist let me keep it in. She reckoned that she'd never seen this piercing before, and I doubt that. But she'd been doing this hygiene thing for 24 years. Anyway, I was saying that when I first got my piercing, I was nervous because I thought, shit, my mum's going to make me take it out. My two front teeth are going to fall out, blah, blah, blah. It's been several years. Like, I would say 5, 6, 7 years I've had this piercing. There's nothing that's come of it. It's the most boringest piercing ever. It's not going to do anything to my mouth. And just to have the dentist, he was walking down the hallway and she asked about it, and he was like, no, I've seen them in the past. They don't do anything to the gum. It was reassuring, let me tell you that. What else? My house update. So we have, everything's all sort of moving at the moment. It's terrifying. I'm trying not to think about it. I've decided that I don't think I want to commit to having a flatmate in Cromwell. I would rather Airbnb or, do it like on a really not planned basis and just kind of have someone here, there, and everywhere. The whole thought about having a random person in your home, it just makes me feel a bit ick. I don't know. So I'd rather have like an Airbnb person where you could hold like bonds and deposits. You can if you have a flatmate as well, I know. But if I was to go away, say, I would like to just lock the house up and give mum my cat, and that would be fine. So We are about to list it. I'm excited. I want to see. Do you know what would be really fun is if we had like a really hot international guy? Let's go on a wine tour. Great. But no, a few people have said that you could add services to the Airbnb ad itself, and one of which could be that I offer taking people around the Cromwell region to all the wineries. And honestly, I'm considering it. Like, why wouldn't you? I'm actually going to look into what services, without being sexual, I can see where this is going, and then see how I can make this work. I love showing people and highlighting bits and pieces of this wine country. It would be so much fun. Especially if you got like a whole bunch of people. Man, maybe I should just own a hotel. Anyway, the house in Hanley is ticking along nicely. We've confirmed all of our flooring and tiles and everything at the minute, so it's very exciting. I get a little bit overwhelmed by the whole thing because essentially, like, it's like last year when I said yes to this. I don't know if I thought that it wouldn't work out, but now that it is and it's totally happening, like, nothing will ever be the same again. Nothing. I will never, never say never, right? I don't think I would live with my mum again. I was only doing it in COVID, and, well, me and Tom were both here. So now that Tom's, like, been living in Queenstown for four and a half years, I don't see a need to keep supporting this whole situation. I could just disperse and do what the hell I want. I don't even care. But it's random to think that we're like 6 weeks away from getting the keys to the Hanley house, mum moving over there, and little old me is just like mum's just so floofy. She's like, well, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. So I feel like the longer I leave it and not give her any answers, the more clear I'm being with things, just because I could be really impulsive and make a really bad decision. I just choose not to. And I want to get this right. You can make mistakes, but I think as you get older, it's just a lot easier to make mistakes. And I don't want to be immature. I want to choose something and stick to it. Ideally, I still want to be in an apartment that overlooks Queenstown Lake and the runway. I want to see the planes taking off. Like, that would be perfect. But I also want to be in Cromwell and own a bar and look to the future of, like, just having a little bit of freedom financially. So there's a lot of components at the moment. I also want to still do solo travel and run away and join like a 100-day cruise from Sydney to London. I told my boss that. She was not impressed. But I wouldn't actually plan on having a 9-to-5 job if I did that. It's just you can do this without having a 9-to-5 job if you sort your life out and do things a little bit more structured. And I think I'm definitely getting there. And my mum and my brother actually came to me on Sunday night with a new side hustle idea. And I took a step back and was like, are you two joking? Like, can yous not? My mum actually had stern words with me on Sunday about her purchasing a new vehicle just because she has her eye on something. And she kind of panicked a little bit because it was a big outlay of money. And I sat there and I was like, smart people don't do it like that. She says, well, that's just how you're supposed to do it. I says, yeah, well, maybe you're supposed to do finance for a vehicle like that or pay for a vehicle like that, but I just wouldn't. And so I was trying to teach her, and then I actually chucked the question into ChatGPT, like artificial intelligence. And I was like, if you were doing this, take, for example, you had this vehicle and you had no deposit, what are the top 4 ways to obtain a new vehicle with minimal outlay? And how would you do it? And ChatGPT confirmed what I said. I was like, oh my gosh, one of the 4 options was what I told mum. And she just sat there and she was like, yeah, I get it. It makes sense. And I said, would you take a step back and not worry so much about the fact that it's going to cost something to buy a new car that is going to be something you actually want? Like, I'm sick of her owning cars that are just like, that vehicle turned out to be the price that she had. It's not the vehicle she wanted, but it's the price that she had. So, yeah, it cracks me up. I just sit there and I'm like, between Mum and Tom and their ideas and all the things that they are trying to do in life, And me, I honestly am just sitting here in little old Cromwell with a glass of wine on like a weekend day, not a weekday. I'm trying to be, responsible. And just, I said to her on Sunday night, I don't give a shit what you two do. Like, just do it. I don't care. But I'm just going to sit here with the cat and cook really yummy dinners. And if you want to visit me in Cromwell, that's fine. It just makes me laugh. So what's been happening? So obviously I have booked my flights to Australia. Whee! I am going on the 14th of August. It is exciting. I'm going to go and get all the treatments done on the Friday. So I land at 8 o'clock on the Thursday night. Friday's going to be spent doing all the things that you do to get a little bit put together. The last wedding I went to for my cousin, I was on crutches. So I want to do this properly and not actually like look like an absolute nutter. More to the point, I don't want the grandmother screaming across the bloody park. Why is she on crutches? No, I'm going to get this right. So I have 5 dress choices. They've all been purchased. They're all in my wardrobe. We're just going to come down to the wire and just pick one for the day. What else? I have the wedding on the Saturday, which I'm very excited about. I have to reach out to my cousin and talk about what the whole wedding entails because it's a little bit broken down into different pieces. You know how they go. Different things you've got to do on the day. And the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I have booked a hotel on the Gold Coast because you know what? I deserve it. It might not be Asia, it might not be a solo trip, but I want to sit in an apartment overlooking the ocean on the Gold Coast and just relax. So that's what I'm going to do. It might only be 3 days, but I don't have a return ticket at this stage. I'm just going to go and just sit on the beach and enjoy myself. So that's the plan, and that's how, like, completely where I'm at right now. I'll put an invite out to all my Australian friends and family. This is what I'm doing. If you want to visit me, totally fine. If not, I'll be back when I'm back. That's honestly how I talk to my family about all this kind of stuff. And anyway, I just sort of, I don't know how I feel about what's going to happen when I go to Australia. I'm going to let it play out in the next 8 or so weeks. If someone was to say to me, hey, Danny, I'm booking da-da-da and I'm going da-da-da, do you want to come? I'm going to go. Let's not tell anyone that I said that, okay? Because if anyone comes up to me and says it, I'm going to say, you heard that on the podcast, didn't you? Just a couple of recommendations. I always tell my friends and family about great food and wine that I drink and eat. I had some fabulous tacos at Taco Go-Go in the old O'Connell's Mall in Queenstown. It was just a weird, spontaneous visit. I felt like something that was a little bit convenient. It wasn't like a sit-down meal. Honestly, I would have gone to a whole bunch of other places if I was going for a lunch in Queenstown. But, oh my gosh, it's now Tuesday. I had this friggin' taco on Sunday. I'm still thinking about the damn thing. I don't know what it was. It was the mixture of flavors, and I had the halloumi cheese one. Mum had the chicken one. We're both actively planning the next trip to go to Taco Go-Go because it was delicious. And they are on first table if any of my Kiwi Queenstown friends are like listening to this. So you could honestly get the tacos for $4 each. And quite frankly, I would eat that menu twice. Easy. I've seen other people's recommendations about their favorite flavors. There's something about the taco and the coleslaw and the pineapple stuff. I don't even know. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. And lastly, Mount Rosa, my favorite winery on the planet. It was my 1 year anniversary on Sunday, so we popped in there and they looked after me. I don't even know how they knew. I really don't. It was so good. I had copious amounts of mulled wine. It was freezing cold, but they had this beautiful dog running around the vineyard. It was just picture perfect, and I just knew that that was where I was supposed to be. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to drink on Sunday, but when you're celebrating a year of having a wine club membership, and the fact that I'm there like every fortnight anyway, it's just my favorite. And they're actually doing a tasting at the Town and Country Club on Wednesday next week. I said, I don't really feel comfortable paying $20 for a tasting when I can come down here and have it for free and bring all my friends and we can all drink for free. They laughed. They were like, well, that's one of the perks of having a wine club membership at Mount Rosa. But if you pay $20 and you go to the Town and Country Club, they fill the glass. Like, I would say you'd probably get you'd pay your $20 and you'd easy drink a bottle. Out of all the tastings that they put in your cup, they overfill and it would just be like at least a bottle's worth. So you wouldn't be skimping for like 100 mils or whatever. No. They do good. They do good. And anyway, I did say that I would be there. So, God, now I think I have to go. Other than that, that's all for my audio note. When I do communicate with my friends and family over these things, it's just a wrap of how things have been progressing lately. Everything from my routine to my cat to my house to the dating life, which is non-existent. I'm completely single right now. I'm happy. I'm thriving. I was in a really bad headspace and I needed to surface and just have a minute because it's just shit. I am sort of in two sides of this whole thing. It's like I could move to Hanley and start a whole new situation, life, whatever. But I genuinely like Cromwell. I love everyone around me. I have such a great support network from Wilson the neighbour to my friends down the road that I've just acquired recently along the way. Just to the fact that I live in such a beautiful place that when friends and family from outside visit, I'm proud to say this is where I live. I don't know that I want to live somewhere else. And I was on the fence just because that idea changes hourly. I'm not even going to lie. The honesty behind how I feel about what I should be doing, it's a lot. And I think change is really important and it's good. It's good for the soul, but at the same time, it feels different. I mean, right now I'm in my mum's room. I'm sitting in my mum's room. That's only ever been her room. And I for so long, I felt really dirty about putting my stuff in her room because she's not in it. I felt like, not that she was dead. That's a really harsh term, but kind of, I was like, there would be no other reason for me to be sitting in my mum's bedroom with all my stuff around me, my bed, everything, and her next door, and she's telling people she's camping. She's actively telling people she's camping because we're moving soon. She is. And we're halving up all of our possessions so that she takes half to the new house and I keep half here. That's a lot. It's not ideal, but I choose to stay here. And I think it's really important that my brother goes and spends a couple of months with mum and mum's going to fatten mum up. She was saying all the time, he doesn't know what's coming, but it's a shitload of home-cooked meals, and I think he deserves it. He works bloody hard. But quite frankly, I cook for mum, so I'm not sure how it's going to go with mum cooking for Tom because I love cooking. It's it's my love language. I am obsessed. I've been thinking about my dinner that I'm having tonight since Wednesday last week. I just haven't had time to cook it. It's so annoying. Anyway, I laugh because I'm she's had me cook for her for so long and she tries to cook for me on the weekend. But the other day we made pumpkin soup. She didn't even toast the bread. I was like, what is this? I feel like that's how much she's detached from this whole motherly thing. Anyway, I'm happy that she's going. I'm proud of the situation, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I know that you can tell even through just listening to me in this podcast how much I feel like the fog is lifting. I'm feeling really, I don't know, just happy. Just really happy. I actually am just really looking forward to the future. It's weird to say. Anyway, that's all for today's girly catch-up podcast on my audio note to my loved ones. I hope you guys love hanging out. I've only got 9 more episodes left this season, so please make sure you're following so you don't miss any of the fun. And if you're feeling okay, cute, whatever, leave me a little rating or review. It's like sending me a virtual hug. Love ya, and I actually mean it. Bye.